Carol's father introduced me as, this is Carol's girl. She came all the way from Portland in an airplane. That's the only way I was ever introduced. My name is Jeanette Yoder Flynn. Everybody calls me Jan. I'm the author of a book titled Lillian of San Francisco. It took me 30 years to write. I was born in Portland, Oregon in 1924. That makes me 92 years old. I worked in the Kaiser shipyards, and at night I did my war duty by dancing with all the servicemen at the USO. I met my husband, Carol Joseph Flynn, at a dance. We dated a lot, even though he couldn't dance. Did I say he was a sailor? Love those uniforms. And he invited me to come down to meet his parents. That was 1944, 45. I know it was a two-motor plane, and it took us about 4 hours to get to San Francisco. And I met such interesting people, totally different from the place that I had grown up. I thought their stories ought to be told, particularly a mother and a daughter, about 15 years apart, that were customers of my husband's. And they had lived in an exciting era of San Francisco. And these ladies enjoyed talking to Carol about early San Francisco. And they would call him for advice on a lot of things that had nothing to do with plumbing. One day, they read in the paper that their financial advisor had jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge. And so they called Carol. And we sort of adopted them. And we were honored with more stories of their life. And Lillian was born. My protagonist, Lillian, was enamored of every place in San Francisco. And she was quite popular. She was lost in a 1906 earthquake, and a gambling man, Kevin Riley, found her and took her to her family and eventually married the girl. When Prohibition came to San Francisco, all of the hotels in town had one big night, and Lillian thought that this was the end of San Francisco's nightlife. She couldn't bear the thought of it because she'd had so much fun in it. So she took her daughter, I think she was 12 years old. She dressed her up and they went to some of the hotels. They were thrown out of the Palace Hotel. She went across the street where she had a hat shop, changed her daughter's looks. Then after that, they went to every hotel in town. When I first moved to San Francisco, Carol and I could walk down Market Street and he would meet people that he knew. That's what I say, San Francisco was such a small town to me. People who love San Francisco enjoy the book. Almost everybody who talks about it reminds them of things that happened in San Francisco in their lifetime, and they want to tell me about all these things, and I often say to them, I wish I'd talked to you before I wrote the book. I don't think age has so much to do with what you're capable of. You have to have fun. I've had fun even in the hardest times. You can choose to be miserable, or you can choose to be happy. Jack Benny said it best. Age is mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter.